Good evening, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I uploaded a video, and for any of you watching, I do apologize about that. I have a very busy schedule. Not trying to make excuses, but it is what it is. I work a lot, and there's so much that I want to get around to talk about. It's just hard finding the time. But I'm going to do the best I can from here on out. And hopefully you'll continue to enjoy the videos that I upload. And thanks for coming back. One thing I do want to talk about today is something it is pro wrestling related, and it's very exciting for me. If you are a wrestling fan, you already heard the news. WWE is making some major changes in their programming. Now, like I said, this is very exciting news. It's very exciting news for me, and I'll get to that, in a minute. But for those of you who don't know, if you're a wrestling fan, I'm sure you do know by now. WWE has hired Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff to basically have creative control over the major shows. Paul Heyman will have creative control over Monday Night Raw. Eric Bischoff will have control creatively over SmackDown Live. That's great. In my opinion, this is news that, I can't see anything bad happening out of this at all. This is something the WWE needs. We as wrestling fans, we needed change, because I don't really consider the current product to be a bad product. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of good things going on. But as a wrestling fan, and I'm just speaking for myself, as a wrestling fan, someone who's been watching pro wrestling ever since the age of maybe 6 or 7. I've been watching wrestling, well into, from Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, all the way to present day. So I am a wrestling fan. I'm not a poser. I am a real wrestling fan. But, we wrestling fans, we have been, kind of dissatisfied with how things been going creatively over the past, year or so. Give or take year. Like I said, there are some good things going on. Don't get me wrong. There are some good things going on. But personally, the things that really upset me as a fan of professional wrestling and as a fan of a lot of talent that really needs something is that, you have a whole locker room of great talent that's not being put to use. And it's sad. It's sad. Who wants to be a professional wrestler just to work house shows and dark matches? Now look, granted, everybody can't have the spotlight. Everybody can't have the most TV time. But you have so much great talent that's been in that locker room for a while, and you rarely see them. Now, back to what I was saying, that everything isn't bad. About a month or so, maybe a little over a month, WWE unveiled the 24/7 championship. Okay? Mick Foley came out and introduced the belt to the fans. I like to call the belt the hardcore light title. That's what I like to call it. And the reason why I say hardcore light title, because it's just like the hardcore title from like the, late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. When people like Crash Holly and, Hardcore Holly used to hold that belt, where you have like a bunch of guys running around backstage, falls count. As long as a referee, you can get pinned on the fly and all that kind of stuff. They basically brought that back, and it's called the 24/7 title now. The reason why I think they brought that back is to give the guys in the locker room something to do. The problem with that is, with me, it's kind of a comedy act. You see a whole bunch of wrestlers running around chasing R-Truth. Yeah, it's funny, but It's not, that's not going to last. They got to figure out something else to do with that. I'm happy that R-Truth has a title. Don't get me wrong, because I am an R-Truth fan. But you have other guys back there, guys like Eric Young, guys like EC3, even though I kind of feel that he may be on Vince's bad side for whatever reason, I don't know. Uh, you know, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, great people back there, talented people back there. And that's all they have going on. And that brings me to something else. Not too long ago there was a brand split. I thought the purpose of a brand split was to create space to give wrestlers an opportunity to have TV time. And it has done that a little bit. A little bit. But still, even with the brand split going on, they felt the need to make another change. And that brings us into the wild card rule. When they first introduced the wild card rule to us, I was like, well, doesn't that take away from the whole brand split? Basically, any superstar, and I want to use air quotes with that, any superstar could show up on either show at any time. First of all, I want to ask why. Second, with this wild card that has been going on, it's usually the same people. It's usually the higher tier wrestlers that take advantage of it. People like Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, and one person who is using the hell out of the wild card rule is Shane McMahon. You see him on Monday night and Tuesday night every week. Now, I don't have anything against Shane McMahon. I like Shane McMahon. I like his character. I even like to see him wrestle from time to time. I enjoy watching Shane McMahon matches. But there's other people in that locker room that need that TV time that Shane McMahon has. And I'm saying that with concern because, I'm trying to keep AEW out of this. But AEW is a company, a fresh company, and a company that's growing fast. And when you have wrestlers in the WWE wanting to jump ship and go over there, that says a lot about your product. WWE is about to have competition. A lot of us feel that they have competition now, but AEW is just getting started. And you already have almost half of your roster wanting to quit and jump ship over there. Why? Because pro wrestlers, they want to wrestle. They want to be in front of the camera. They want to showcase their talents. And on Monday Night Raw and on SmackDown Live, a lot of those wrestlers don't get an opportunity to do that. But still, you have someone like Shane McMahon who's there, biting 20 minutes out of the show. Well, you got a whole locker room full of people that don't get any TV time. And if you do see them, they're running around backstage, for a 24/7 championship. That's, I don't like that wild card rule. I didn't like it when it was announced. I didn't like it, to be honest with you, because I knew that, this is going to be wonky. Like this ain't going to be right. Somebody's going to be screwed out of TV time. I mean, yeah, it's exciting to see someone like Seth Rollins show up on SmackDown. It's exciting to see someone, like Kofi show up on Monday Night Raw and things like that. And yeah, we have got other, mid-card talents like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. They've been bouncing back and forth, but it's usually the same people. WWE needs to find better use out of their TV time and with their talent. So that's why I think that they had to go back to the drawing board and put people in charge to, kind of sort that stuff out. Bringing in Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman was a very smart move. Very smart move. I'm running out of time on this video. There will be a part 2 that I will get, more into the Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff, decisions that the WWE has made. All I could say is I see Before this is even happening, I see great things, I predict great things, and I hope for great things. Because Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, they ran great companies when they were in charge of companies. And I expect them to do the same creatively for the WWE. Once again, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching, thank you. Like I said, there will be a part 2 to this video. And hey, stay tuned. All right. See you later.